You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
You know who it is. You know what it is. It's The Sizzle in the building with another Hot 5 and 5. The Hot 5 and 5. The 5 hottest topics going on in sports right now that you need to know about so that you are the smartest one among your sports friends. And if your sports friends are not smart, please find new friends. But that's easy if you're subscribed and you like and you share The Sizzle. All right, number one on the Hot 5 and 5 is Andy Dalton is ready to make his Bears start. And he's going to begin the chapter of his Bears career on Sunday evening on the matinee game. He's getting ready to do the big time Sunday Night Football. Andy Dalton, Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace. It's going to be terrible, son. It's going to be probably the worst watched game of big-time games of all time. It's going to be horrible, but I digress. Listen, I'm not mad that Justin Fields isn't starting because I don't want Justin Fields killed before the season starts. Number two on the Hot 5 and 5 is the Naismith Basketball Memorial Hall of Fame, which welcomes new All-Stars and a lot of people, not just from the NBA, but from the WNBA and the coaching circuit. Let me tell you something. You know who was on that list? Those NBAers? 11-time All-Star Chris Bosh, 2008 Finals MVP Paul Pierce, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year Ben Wallace, and 4-time All-NBA pick Chris Webber. Not to mention the great Hall of Famers that went in and the coaching staff. Everyone who went into the Hall of Fame, congratulations. But is the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame probably the easiest one to get into? Number three on the Hot 5 and 5, Victor Belfort. Pressure proved too much for Evander Holyfield. Poor Evander Holyfield got whipped like an old man who stole some tennis shoes out of a sneaker store. It was sad, it was depressing, and it never should have happened. But hopefully, Evander got enough to loan me $1 or $2. Because if you do, I like to borrow like $5 or at least $3 to get like a McDouble thing. You know, I'm kind of hungry. So, hey, just hit me up in the comments. I love you, Evander. Number four on the Hot 5 and 5. It's the Big 12 Conference announced Friday that it has extended invitations to BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, and UFC for the 2023 season. That's right. After losing its big stars, Texas and OU, they've said, forget it. We're going to go with BYU and Cincinnati. And because we're based in Texas, we're going to go with Houston and the University of Central Florida. Okay. Big 12. Yay. Number 5 on the Hot 5 and 5 is the region's own. All right. The pride of East Chicago. EC Central's free agent guard Antoine Moore has signed a one-year deal for $2.6 million with the Orlando Magic, per his agent Mark Bartelstein. Moore returns for his 11th season and his second run with the Magic after averaging 14.4 minutes and 5 points for the Suns on a franchise's run to the NBA Finals. And somebody may say, hey, G Sizzle, why is that important? Because he's from the region and this is a region show. So big ups to Antoine and do your thing and help those young boys at the Magic do something and get Wendell Carter a haircut or just do something. I don't know what, but do it. That's the Hot 5 and 5. But before we get ready to switch topics, man, you know we're here to talk about Cam Newton, right? You know we got to talk about Cam Newton. But before we do that, make sure that you've liked, subscribed, and shared to The Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Sports. So, okay, Cam Newton. Okay. So if you don't know, Cam Newton, quarterback extraordinaire, the great college phenom, Carolina Panthers phenom. Then he went to the Patriots, and you said, oh, Bill Belichick, Cam Newton. Oh, it'll be disastrous. Because it will be disastrous for everybody who faces Cam Newton. But that's if Cam Newton was not the injured Cam Newton. But this is the injured Cam Newton. So let you listen to a little bit of Cam Newton's Funky Friday that he did, and it's an interview he does with his dad, and you tell me what you think.
Happened, we went through the meeting, and Matt, Patricia was there, Bill was there, and we greeted each other and we just started talking. And at that time they told me that they were going to give the reins to Matt, and I was like, okay, cool, and it didn't dawn on me that I was like,
this is it.
Y'all releasing me? You know what I mean?
Did you ask or you just said that?
I was confused because Bill was. I mean, we all were shocked. It was all uncomfortable for everybody. But I wanted to hold on. I wanted to make sure that, listen, I've been in this league for 10, 11 years. I know how this works. I don't want y'all to feel sorry for me because you didn't raise me like that. You didn't raise me to just be like, no, man. What you mean, man? It was like, listen.
But that's the perception of the angry black man, of course. And I'm just gonna speak truth to power. It was a dirty move. It was a sucker move.
No, it wasn't.
It was a dirty sucker move. You don't get hit with that unless you got some old pimping in you. It's a dirty sucker move, but I still love you, Bill. So, okay, let's get into it. Cam struggled through his starts with the Patriots in 2020, throwing 8 touchdowns and 10 interceptions across 14 games. But they still re-signed him in March on a 1-year deal. Now, at that point, New England then proceeded to take Mac Jones with the 15th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. The Alabama phenom was doing his thing. He had just come fresh off of a national championship. He was looking good, and he had a strong hand and looked great through preseason and camp before the preseason really got rolling. And then as preseason started getting rolling, then you started to see he started to pick up some steam. Now, yes, Jones completed 69% of his throws for about 388 yards and 1 touchdown, no picks. That was across 3 exhibition games. While all this was going on, it boggles my mind that Cam says he didn't see that maybe they were getting ready to let him go. He was saying, where he got 2 reps, Matt got 10. And he didn't think anything about it because he was a vet, had been there. They knew his injury history, but they also knew his work history. And the funny part is, later on in the interview, Cam says he would have been willing to stay in New England, but it would have been uncomfortable for Mac Jones, and it would have been a situation where Jones would have had, he would have felt some kind of way. Okay, so, is it just his aura? Because he said his aura and his gift and his aura and his curse. If that doesn't make sense, let me break it down for you. Cam Newton's aura is a blessing and a curse because that's what really was the distraction. His ability to be in the building, his essence, the glow. That was the glow. And that's why Bill Belichick had to let the 32-year-old Georgia native out of his contract and say, we'll see you later because your glow is no more. It was too much to show. That's all I'm saying is Bill Belichick, he couldn't stand the glow. But all is not lost. All is not lost for Cam Newton. Cam Newton can make a return, and the team would probably be for his former head coach in Ron Rivera at the Washington Football Club, or Washington Football Team, or people who used to be the Redskins, but that's politically incorrect. And even know if I can say that anymore, but the team in Washington, they're going to need a quarterback, and they're going to need one soon. So listen, hey, it's all sunshine and rainbows for Cam. Maybe if he just, how does he get his hair under that helmet? We want to thank you for listening to another edition of the Hot 5 and 5. But we'd like to dedicate this show to someone that I grew up watching and someone that was in the media business that I really was fond of and really was a trailblazer and a leader. And this show is dedicated to Allison Payne. And Allison Payne was a 9-time Emmy winner and a 21-year anchorwoman at WGN-TV, a veteran international journalist and a popular speaker, and she was a community advocate. So she did everything. She was a longtime anchor and reporter for the CW and for WGN. She also served as co-anchor for WGN Midday News. So we at the Sizzle would like to send our condolences to Allison Payne's family and those who mourn her loss. Remember to look for our exclusive interview with Coach Angela Hamblin Blakely from the region. You know who only does it the way we do it, which is the Sizzle, right here on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
Make sure that you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Iron Skillet Sports. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Iron